Just click the cloud option.
Okay, yeah, it's recording to the cloud right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So we'll go ahead and get rocking and rolling today, guys. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today, both our ladies from Lockton as well as our GIS officers and chapter members. We got a good hour in store for you guys. A lot of fun today with our friends from Lockton. So I will go ahead and pass the direction of the meeting over to our secretary, Miss Anna, as well as our vice president, Mr. Eric, who will be conducting the meeting. So guys, take it away.
All right.
Thank you so much. Sarah, did you have to say something at the beginning of the meeting, or do you want us to start?
Yes, please. Hello, everyone. I think most of you know me, but I know I'm new to the Lockton folks. I'm Sarah Kelsey. I'm the External Relations Coordinator for the Risk Management and Insurance Program at the Business School, and also the Staff Advisor for Gamma Iota Sigma. So just wanted to join in the meeting here and say thank you so much for attending today. Really appreciate you supporting the club and coming out to talk to the students. And also just had a few announcements for students. Friendly reminder with enrollment, both for summer and now fall around the corner as well, which is crazy to think about. Fingers crossed for a normal fall. Enrollment's open. We have lots of good RMI classes that we're offering. So when I'm done speaking, I'm going to throw a couple links in the chat. One will be for all of the courses we're offering this summer in the risk program. One will be for all of the fall classes. And I also am going to be throwing a registration chat or link in the chat for our virtual shadow day, which if you haven't seen it in the roundup yet, is coming up in April. Instead of having it on one specific day, we're doing it over 3 separate days to give folks multiple chances to attend. You are welcome to sign up for as many sessions as you want, but I wanted to encourage you to do it as soon as possible because we have very limited space. If you attended last semester, I got feedback that you wanted more time in your breakout groups. So to allow for that, we're having fewer speakers, which in turn means we have fewer slots available for students to attend. And we'll have lots of great executives as well as some of our recent alums participating this semester for some more advice on what to do as a soon-to-be grad or even for current students. So it should be a pretty cool, different program slightly from last semester, and hope that you all can join. Like I said, I'll just go ahead and throw all that info in the chat for y'all. And thank you. Enjoy meeting.
Perfect, Sarah. Thank you so much for all these updates. And now to start the meetings, I will introduce our 2 speakers for the day from Lockton Insurance. Miss Monique Auriemma, she's the VP of Director of CID Operation Services. And then we have Katie Schlax, Account Executive of Real Estate. And the ladies today are gonna talk and explain a little bit more about their industry and their company. So I will give you the floor to start introducing yourself and a little bit about what you do every day.
Great. Katie, do you want to start or you want me to start?
You can go ahead and start if you like.
Okay. And feel free to just tell me if you want more out of me or less. And Katie will do the same. Is it Anna? As Anna said.
Yes,
and by the way,
yes.
I love the way you said my last name. I was like, yes, you can say that anytime. It sounded amazing.
Sorry, yeah.
No, it was perfect. Love it. My name is Monique Auriemma, and I have been at Lockton for 13 years, and I'm a Vice President, Director of Agency Operations Services. So what is that? We do everything behind the scenes. So anything that you might need as far as an account team, which is what Katie's side is on, anything that they need, we support them, and we work kind of as a part of their team. So an extension of their team. So certificates of insurance, not sure if you guys know what those are, but proof of insurance for our clients, invoicing, running loss runs, which is the claims for our clients, claim reporting, we do that. We have someone who has a law degree, and she does things like contract reviews. She also works with the in-house attorney. There's so many things that we do, just little things. We train new people on our systems, so we're responsible for that. I kind of took it upon our team to make sure the systems are current and accurate with how our producers get paid and how the accounts and the money flows. That's kind of my jam these days, is making money flow correctly, which everybody likes that, right? So we do a lot of things behind the scenes, and any way we can help make money flow, make things easier, make things more accurate, compliant, all of those things, that's what my team will do. We also check policies to make sure we're making sure that what was promised is what came out in a policy. So we do a lot of different things. We also have people who are skilled at different levels to be able to step in for someone when they are out on leave for whatever reason. If Katie were to take a leave of absence, I have an AE level person who could step in and work on Katie's accounts behind the scenes while the rest of her account team stays in front of the scenes, but do her job for her while she's out, so that she doesn't have to be concerned at all about us, but focus on what is important in her life at that time. So that's kind of a short bit about me. I've been in the industry for 20 some years, more than 20 years. So I've been here 13. So probably 22 years. That's really scary to say that I've been in an industry that long. I was carrier side prior to being here. And I took a little hiatus while I raised my children and was a preschool worker, assistant director in a preschool for about 7 years. And then I needed to get back into the real world. And here I am, and I've been here for the 13 years I've been here. Started out on account team side as an account administrator, and then decided to look outside of that normal path and see if there's something else I could do. And so stepped over to the certificate side. At the time, it was 5 people plus myself. And now I have a team of about 28, I believe, plus myself. So we've really grown and really taken on a lot of things in that time. And I've been on this side of the house for 9 years. So, okay, now I'll stop talking. I'll let Katie talk.
Sorry, Zoom issues. Like Monique said, I am on the account team side. Name is Katie Schlax. I've been with Lockton for about 5.5 years. I've been in the industry for the last 11. I'm currently an account executive in our real estate department. So basically I lead some account teams in the day-to-day servicing of our clients. And I work with our producers who, for lack of a better phrase, are kind of our sales guys. They go out and sell our work. I tease them a lot because we say we are the best salesmen in the world. They can sell snow to the Eskimos, but I'm the snow. So that's kind of my role. And within our department, our clients are mostly real estate investors or large property management firms. So we partner with the producers to put together a risk management strategy that's going to include insurance policies, as well as leveraging various resources within Lockton, like our claims group and our loss control group, to help our clients really put together a comprehensive risk control strategy. And I basically oversee the day-to-day management of that. My primary team is made up of an account administrator, an account manager, and myself. So just teams of 3. And yeah, that's what we do. We answer client questions, play a lot with spreadsheets. I know I drive Monique's group crazy a little bit, sometimes making messes on the invoicing side. Thank God for them. She forgot to mention superhero in her job title, just saving us from various catastrophes. Yeah, that's my role within Lockton.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, ladies. So then, so kind of moving into like Lockton as an organization, as a company now, could you guys kind of share with our chapter members like some stuff like the Lockton culture, or the work environment there, some of you guys' business philosophies? Like, for example, I know certain organizations have like pillars of success that they stand upon, some like values or mottos. So if you guys could kind of just share that and just paint like an overarching picture of Lockton as an organization coming from an employee of such.
Do you want to start, Katie?
Sure. So our motto is "We live service," and I feel like that really permeates everything that we do here at Lockton. And we're very service oriented to our clients. We're very committed to 24-hour turnarounds for responses to most things, and making sure that they feel like we have a comprehensive understanding of what they do, and therefore can be proactive about managing their risk. But it goes beyond just the client side. We have several constituents identified. In addition to clients, we have each other, and we also have the community. And Lockton and a big part of our culture is living that service to each other and to our community. So I think about my department. We are extremely team oriented. We have, mentors within our department to assist folks who are new and growing. And that continues throughout your career. I mean, when I was AA, I had AMs helping me. When I joined Lockton, Monique was one of my trainers. And now that I'm an AE, I have producers taking time out of their day to help me build my skills. And in turn, I'm helping the AMs and the AAs who work under me to grow and develop. So that's a big part of our culture. And then finally, our community. We're very devoted to serving our community. Our biggest push for that every year is our United Way campaign, which is a lot of fun. And that's kind of the other part of our culture is we work very hard, but we also have a lot of fun. We have a couple of annual events. Some are around fundraising to support the United Way. Some of them are around doing service in the community. Bunch of folks from my department, I want to say a little over a year ago, pre-COVID world, helped to paint or prep to paint kind of like a halfway house. And that was a lot of fun to get to spend time with your coworkers and your teammates outside of the office, because realistically, like, I spend 12 hours a day every day talking to my coworkers, right? So we're friends as well as colleagues, and it's fun to have fun while you're doing things to build your community. So that's what I would say. Monique?
I would agree. We definitely are service oriented in all ways. I know my team is behind the scenes, but I always consider our extended team, Katie's group, they're all, sorry, lost my train of thought, but they are our customers. Those are our internal customers. So I always tell my team, like, what can we do for them? How can we help them? Because a lot of it is they need something done and they need it now. And we're like, what can we do for you to get it done now? But it might not be what you're saying. So it's kind of getting to understand our customers, ultimately our clients, and get the job done for the best way for everyone. And it's team spirit. I mean, we all have to jump in and get the job done in whatever way is needed. The community, not just the community outside of us, but that community inside is kind of what I thrive on. So it's hard during remote life because this is our community is all virtual, a lot of it. But when we're together and able to be together, even in remote times, we've really pulled together in a lot of, situations. But the community here is stellar. I mean, we have a lot of people who want to work hard, want to get the job done, get it done the best way possible, and just do what's best. And so I really appreciate that. Sometimes it's hard. We have to break down barriers of what do we really need? What do we really need to understand? But working together to get the job done, work hard, play hard. We have a lot of fun. We really do. And that's another reason it's hard. Remote life is hard because we just miss our people. I miss my friends. You know what I mean? I know it's work, but I can't say how much people are like, that's not really true. You don't really love your job that much. I do. I actually do appreciate where I work. And I always tell people I love where I work, who I work with, and what I do, because I love helping people. And that's what ultimately we're doing. I love building those relationships. And Lockton culture is just, I've never seen anything like it where, like the United Way campaign, you almost forget you're raising money because you're having so much fun. It's just really like that. And it's just a great place to work. And we are best places to work. That is a thing. I don't know if you guys have all heard of that, but it is the Denver Business Journal, I think. And actually we fill out the survey. So it's from within that we ultimately vote our own best place to work. So I feel like if associates are saying it's a great place to work, it is true. It's truly deserved because that's how we feel about our own company.
Yeah.
So, if I may ask, what makes someone successful in this career?
In this career,
yeah.
you start.
I mean, I can speak to it from the account side if you'd like. So the associates who do the best and grow the quickest at Lockton tend to be people who take a lot of self starters. You need to take a little bit of initiative because we're very team oriented, but we're also moving really fast every day. Especially within my department, real estate investors are the king of their little kingdoms, and they like to issue edicts that need to be responded to quickly. So people who take the initiative and jump on things quickly do very well, but also people who are open to listening and collaborating is a big piece of the success. Sometimes my producers have different ideas about how we should present a strategy to clients than I do. And it's really important that I be flexible to that because they might have a different insight into the client's needs than I do. And at the same time, my AM, we don't work in silos. So on any given account, an account manager that I'm working with is also working with other account executives on different clients. So they may have seen a strategy or a way about doing things that I haven't yet. And it's important that I be willing to listen to them and give that idea some space to succeed. So I think being able to be collaborative and being willing to kind of jump into the fray are two of the biggest indicators of success at Lockton.
I would agree. It is true though. It is very true that the first thing I thought of is initiative and just being able to not sit back and wait, but see what you can do, see what you can learn. I think the people who don't make it are those who wait for someone to tell them what to do. I think reaching out and asking, what can I do? How can I learn it? Can I be involved? I mean, we always look at it, well, probably, why not? Let's see what we can do. Definitely what Katie's saying is, yes, the people above us, we have to be open and listening and all of that. But the people that are, you know, below us, so to speak, as far as like the different levels of positions, if I didn't have my team leads and my team, where would I be? So I really do need them. And I tell them I can't live my life without them on a regular basis, because I can't. And you can't be so high that you don't need anyone else here. You need everyone. The account teams need us. We need the account teams. The producers need us. We need the producers. I always tell everyone, we all have our own space here and our own place. And you have to know that you have to be able to listen to everyone around you to understand our world and grow in it and develop in it and grow it. We all have a way of putting out an idea and it taking flight. Somebody a couple of years ago, someone basically created his own position for the most part. And it was a new industry kind of vertical is what we call them here. And it was something like send in your ideas, and the winner got, I don't even remember how much, a couple of $1,000, something like that. He basically created his own position and he's still in it. And it worked. I mean, we have to be open to looking at that and looking at things differently, or we're not going to grow, and we're not going to change, and we're not going to grow our company. And I mean, I think we all believe, I look at Lockton's money is my money. So if we grow, I'm growing too. And it's not a matter of they pay me. It's more of, no, how do I save them money? How do I make money? How do I get more efficient? So people look at the company as you're truly part of it, and you want it to succeed too. So you're going to want to succeed, and you will succeed.
Yeah, and I would say our leaders do a really great job of modeling that openness. You know, we're very fortunate in that our CEO sits in our office. He's one of our producers. So I work with him on, you know, a number of accounts and have a personal relationship with him and other members of our executive team, right? Which I've worked at other brokerages of various sizes, and that's not always the case. But I know that because I have frankly gone into Tate's office, who's our CEO, and said, you know, I'm worried about this, or I think we should be doing this differently. And he's a very busy man, but he takes the time to listen. And seeing that modeled from the highest level down, I think is what makes us really successful.
And the same goes for the COO on our side. Same, Mark, he will invite you in to talk. He knows you by name. And I think that, I mean, we're over 400 people in our series, and they still will talk to you. They're normal people running this company for the most part. They're just like us, and they talk to us and they listen to us.
I would say Mark has better dad jokes than the rest of us, but
Other than
that, we're all on the same page.
Yes.
So one question that I definitely have is something that's important for me, you know, when I'm looking for a possible career path or organization to affiliate myself with, is the question of how does a specific organization empower its employees to, you know, succeed and achieve their own goals and develop as an individual. So how does Lockton kind of do things along those lines? Do they have any programs that, you know, help you to achieve personal goals or development or otherwise?
Yes, all the things. We have annual reviews, performance reviews, but we also have checkpoints, which, if you know, it gives the opportunity for a supervisor to check in with their associates and actually ask them, what do you want to do? How do you want to do this? Where do you want to be? And that's truly what we have to ask. I mean, that's what it's for. How do we develop you? Where do you want? And I mean, I really do feel like you can do almost anything you want here, and you can be whatever you want. I mean, when I was an account administrator and I really just went into my manager and I said, it was during my review, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what's out there. Do I belong here? Do I belong there? And it was one of those conversations, just very open. Well, none of us really know what we want to do. Just start thinking about it. And seriously, it was one of those things like, look around, see what's out there. What do you want to do? And I mean, I made my own path of sorts, and you can. And typically an account administrator will move to an account manager, will move into an account executive, like Katie's path. But I started that path and I decided, I don't know if that's for me. Where else can I be? And what skills do I have that will go somewhere else here in this company? And it worked. And I've never looked back. I mean, as far as like, should I have? I think I found my path. So that's very individualized. It's not for every person. And if you feel like that insurance path is yours, go for it. Like, you can learn, you can get designations here. We support continuing education. You really can determine where, if it's soft skills you want to develop. Okay, let's figure out where we can find that. Let's get you what you need, because I believe they really do, that as a company, want us to be successful in who we are, because Katie and I are two very different people. So, like I said, we have our own place. I do not need to be an AE, and she probably does not want to be on my side. So I respect what everyone else does, because I need them to do their job just like they want me to do my job. So I feel like it's very individualized here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can add on to that a little bit. With a couple of specific programs we have a group called Women in Leadership Denver, called WILD. And within that group, we have a mentorship program, though it is open to men as well. So we have that. We have some formal onboarding training that Monique's group heads up. Then within my department, we have additional training and mentor programs. And, another example of folks carving their own path. Recently, two of my coworkers in my department really wanted to move away from account work and the client-facing stuff. They wanted to be more on the training side. And we've been growing like gangbusters across the company, but I would say especially in our group. So they put together a presentation for our department leadership and actually got approval to go ahead and form new positions within our department. We're going to have a training and development manager within our department specific to real estate, that's going to have a reduced or no book of business, depending on how the capacity goes. And I just thought that was really cool. They basically put together a presentation. They saw a need that they wanted to fill, put together a presentation for leadership on why it should be filled. And now they're going to move forward, and they're putting money behind it, right? Because they're going to subsidize this position. And to see a corporation invest in something that is not a direct productivity or profit center is pretty powerful. You don't see that in a lot of organizations, or at least I haven't in the various brokerages that I've worked in. So I think it's really cool that we're, kind of putting some money there and using internal ideas. And I think we almost always have like an idea drive company-wide every year. It always has a different name. Like in 2018, it was like Innovate. In 20.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. That's right.
An example of some of Mark's excellent dad joking and rhyming. But every year there's some kind of drive from leadership to us to say, okay, what do you need to be more efficient, or what opportunities do you see for us to serve our clients better? And they really empower us to think creatively and follow through on those ideas.
Thank you so much for that answer. I appreciate you.
Personally, I applied with Lockton, I think somewhere last year, getting to the end of the year. I don't know, but the HR said I would be better suited for the account manager for risk management. So I didn't hear anything about Lockton until January when I saw that position, and then I applied for the account manager risk management department or something like that. And funny enough, during the same week I had my last interview with Lockton, I had received a scholarship from Lockton for this semester. And it was so huge. So like going into the interview, I was like, you can't pay for my tuition and not give me a job to do. So I I spoke to them, had a great conversation. I still didn't get the job. And I'm like, what do I need to do? So I now have a job with Pinnacle Assurance. I'm yet to start. And so perhaps I don't have to keep wearing locked in until I'm done with school in December. So yeah, so that's my story with locked in.
We've definitely hired once or twice while someone was still in school. And I will tell you that that work hard, play hard is real, because taking on, like, doing classes outside of here while working here, it didn't prove to be beneficial to anyone. It was really difficult for that person to complete school while working here. I don't know that we haven't like toyed with it on how to make it better, but I know at least, I think, 2 occasions that I remember, and it was very difficult for that person to work and go to school, because school is almost like a full-time job. So, and then doing that double, and we just require a lot of our people. I'll just say that.
Perhaps that was the reason, because like I was surprised. I'm like, you just paid my tuition. I'm like, I'm qualified. I spoke to them. They're like, they like your resume. They like you. I still didn't get a job. I'm like, so I plan to like try it locked in once I get done with school, and then I saw another opportunity with Pinnacle Assurance for an underwriting role, and then I said I would go for it, and then I had it. So.
Well, congratulations on that. And I would say, if you do ever want to, after you're done, I mean, you can reach out to us and we'll at least get your resume to HR and say, you know, we've talked to you, give us information. And if for some reason they're saying, well, we have this or this doubt, we can always come back to you and say, these are the things that they're asking or wondering. So you have a better picture of understanding why or what. But definitely, I know that we've done that a couple of times, and it wasn't good while someone was in school, unless it's just like maybe a class remote. Like,
yeah, I've worked with someone who started before they were done with school, and it was just so hard on them, and it just didn't even seem fair in the end, because like it's so important that you succeed at school, right? And I think we almost ended up handicapping this person by putting so much on their plate. But yeah, I'd certainly encourage you, if you're interested, once you're done, to consider Lockton again. And you know, the other thing is, every single one of our departments, we all work together, and our culture is pretty universal, but the pace of work, the type of skills needed can differ quite a bit from department to department. You know, I would be disastrous in, I would say, enterprise, where you have to kind of understand a lot of different industries at once, because I can be a little tunnel vision in what I'm doing. So it's awesome that I'm in a department where all of my clients own kind of the same thing, and I can just live in that world 100%. So, you know, sometimes there might be a different department that you'll click with better than others. So, you know, definitely keep an eye open if you're interested.
And I wanted to ask if you guys have an entry level position for grads just leaving school, or you have a process of hiring for people who are just leaving school Because I know most companies hire directly from school. I mean, once you're about getting done, you know you already have a job or something like that. Do you guys do that? Or one has to leave school and then start applying for a job?
I don't think we have
Um,
specific rules around it, do we?
No, I mean, generally when we'll look at your graduation date. And I mean, what we start as the account administrator, like development program, and sometimes AMs, account managers start in that too, just to understand Lockton's side of the world. But generally it's like, if you're graduating, then you would be in this class. And so we kind of have 2 classes a year, classes per year. And so we would hire if we knew you were graduating and we knew that you could fit into one of those programs. And then it's a start from scratch, very entry level account administrator. And it's starting you from, this is insurance. This is an insurance service cycle. This is like, we just want you to understand a foundation, and we try to get everyone on that same foundation of understanding. And then moving into, like Katie said, the verticals, where you actually put the nuts and bolts together and understand what that specific vertical does and what their day-to-day is. So, but we definitely have that program.
Yeah.
So, and then probably almost everyone who starts from Lockton has to start from the account administrator role, right?
Not really. It depends.
It's the largest cohort of entry level folks are going to be account administrators. But we've had people come in, you know, I don't know what the openings are right now. So don't say, well, Katie said there was an opening for this, because I have not looked at the job board. But, we've had people start their careers at Lockton on the production side as project managers or production resource people so those are folks who help our producers follow up on and find leads. And they oftentimes act as liaisons between account teams and the producers when we're going through requests for proposals, when we're pursuing new business. We have a claims department. And I do think the majority of the folks there have some kind of legal background. But they sometimes have, I know they've hired in the past support staff within that group that can then grow into a claims consultant role. We have a loss control group. We have a claims cost control group. And they're kind of unique. They basically, on behalf of our insureds, call injured parties and make sure that they, feel cared for, get to the doctor on time so that injuries don't get worse, that kind of thing, which is kind of unique in the brokerage world. There aren't a lot of brokers who offer that service. And then we also do all of our own publishing, might be a strong word because we don't have any hardback books out. But we do create all our own, marketing and presentation documents. So we have a document services group that works on all of our presentations and that sort of thing. And then we also have a group that's growing probably soon called Analytics. And they do, they basically, from what I understand, play with just minimal. They play with numbers, right? So they help us pull all of the data that we gather on our clients and put together benchmarking and project losses and that kind of thing. And that side of the business is really, really growing because our clients, one, are demanding more and more analytics. Data is, I'm sure, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. Data is like the hot word, right? Like everyone wants to know how you're leveraging the data. And the insurance industry as a whole is a very old industry, right? We started by insuring ships in medieval or post-medieval London. So we're a little bit old and stodgy in that way. And Lockton's trying to be ahead of that and really dig into the data that we collect and use it for our clients. So that group is growing a lot.
And then also in my group, people have started with degrees, but maybe just not ready for the administrator program. But they work for us for a year or so, or 18 months, understanding really the foundation of insurance things. And then they promote to an account administrator. And they actually, my team will all go through the account administrator program, even though they're just on my team, because I want them to understand insurance. I'm a big person for know what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. So they actually go through a lot of it. So they understand a lot of it, at least a core part of it. And then they can move on to the account team too, if they would like.
So here, even if someone brings a direct experience from an insurance company to an insurance company, would he still have to start from the account administrator role, or will he still have to go through the process of understanding Lockton's insurance policies and insurance systems and stuff like that?
My favorite word is it depends.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, for example, I did join Lockton as an account manager. I was an account administrator somewhere else, but I had worked on similar books of business. So I was able to join as an account manager. So it just depends on the level of experience you're bringing in, and you know, what the opportunity is.
And I had been in the industry for maybe 9 years or something like that, 8 or 9 years, but I had been carrier side. So I understood that side of it, and I started as an AA account administrator also, but I didn't understand the broker side at all. So I had to learn who we were, where we fit into the picture. So it does really depend, because we've seen people come in with some knowledge and understanding and come right into an AM role. And maybe it's not, you know, it's a different level of understanding, but there's a lot of assumptions that have happened. We've seen them come in as AAs, do very well, and are able to move up. We've even seen people come in as AAs, go up to AM and decide, you know what, I think I like the AA role better. So again, it's very individualized. And I mean, my favorite term is it depends in everything that we do. It's so much gray in this world. And I don't think it differs even in hiring people, because I mean, when I was hired, I had been out of the industry for 7 solid years. And my boss's boss kept saying, I took a chance on you. I took a chance on you. But before he retired, he said, I brought the best thing to Lockton. It's like, thank you. But, you know, I mean, it really just depends. And I was supposed to go to one position, and I just said, and I don't know that I really want that. And they gave me this, you know, the AA role, but that wasn't where they were even slotting me. So it really is individual, and it depends.
Yeah, I would say as an organization, you know, we do a lot of development internally, a lot of mentoring. So we do like promoting from within. But we've had many successful associates come in at different levels and end up being really great fit for our organization. So 100% what Monique's saying. It's unfortunately, there's no solid rule, but that's insurance, right? I can't tell you how many times my clients are like, I know you're just going to say it depends, but like, let me ask this question anyway. And you're like, okay.
And I can't tell you how many account team members ask me a question. They say, you know what my favorite words are? Like, oh, it depends. I know. It depends. It's our life.
Yeah.
And talking of the fact that it's usually very difficult for people in school to sort of like work with Lockton and still be successful whilst they're in school, do you have an associate program which more or less like an internship for those in school to sort of like work with Lockton? Because I know the internships are less stressful, they come with less pressure, and people are able to just do it just for those who want to take a chance with Lockton whilst they are still in school.
We do. We have a program that we run every summer. Last summer, we did not. We actually had interns hired. Such a bummer. And we had to say no because we didn't know what was happening in our world. But we usually hire, I'd say 2 to 4 interns a summer. I don't know what's happening this summer, but in the past, this is what we've done. And it gives them an opportunity to understand. Basically, we have either like a benefits side or a commercial insurance side. So they go one way or the other, and they kind of float through all the verticals. They come to my team, they'll go to real estate where Katie is, they'll go to food and beverage, they'll kind of see all of it, and then kind of get a taste, a sample of all the different areas in insurance, in the commercial insurance side. Benefits, I'm assuming, is somewhat similar. And then at the end, depending on how all of it has worked, sometimes we can find a position for them and see if they'd like to join us in a future administrator program. So it kind of depends, but some people we have hired from there, and other people we've offered and they've said, nope, I'm not interested anymore. We've had it go a lot of different directions, because again, it's kind of a taste. And you might decide this isn't for me, or you might decide, yes, I want it. Or we might decide, I don't know that there's that connection. So, it can go any way, but I think the internship is a great program, and we do usually post for it with any other position out in the world, wherever that is. But we do post for those positions too, for summer interns.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I've actually got another question for you guys as well. Are you able to hear me okay? It looks like my video is lagging a little bit. Perfect. So I know that all of us students, regardless of where we are specifically in our academic path, we're all kind of looking for the same thing, that being an internship or an entry-level position. That's our light at the end of the tunnel. And I think the best way of being successful in those kind of endeavors is mirroring the qualities and habits of people who've been successful in similar roles. So in those same regards, do you guys see any common traits, habits, qualities of individuals who come into Lockton as either interns or entry-level positions and are successful?
Yes. I would say, from what I've seen for the interns, I guess specifically for now, the interns generally, they don't sit back. It's kind of that initiative thing that we're talking about. When you come to a department, you can't just sit in your cube and say they'll come to me. It's better to say, hey, is there someone I can sit with? Can I sit with you? Even asking a human, just go to a person. Can I see what you do? Can I see where you are? What your job is? I'm thinking specifically of someone we hired 2 years ago, I think, who's in our programs group. But that's what she did. She came in and any vertical she was in, she asked to see what do you do? Can I see what you're doing? And then she'd do a project, and she would knock most projects out of the park. I mean, get it done correctly, get it done on time or in a quick amount of time. And then you come back for more, and we're like, I don't even have anything now. Go sit with this person. But at least that person never sat and didn't do something. And if she did have something else to do, she would say, hey, can I take 15 minutes and do this, whatever this was, even if it was I have to make a personal call. We never wondered where she was or what she was doing the whole time. We've had some interns that I've seen that didn't work out as much. Sometimes they want too much. That sounds weird, but they walk in and they're expecting to be the top producer or something, or I'm just here so I can run the department. Name dropping constantly about where they came from and how they got here. We're all one big, happy, dysfunctional family, as I say, and we're all working together to get the job done. And I mean, it's just being part of us, not trying to impress us so much. Be yourself. That authentic piece is a lot of what we look for, and we're really big on fit. Where do you fit here, so that we know that you're in the right place? And so I think you can go above board as far as I'm this person, and I just be yourself. Bring it to the level of you, and that authentic you will get you further than not. And that initiative is so key, because if I want someone here, I want someone who's going to fight the fight till the end, just like I am. And that's who I work with. That's Katie. If Katie asks me a question, I'm going to be like, okay, let me answer it. I need to get to her. I need to help her. And Katie will be like, Monique, I need this, or I'll be like, Katie, I need this. But it's everyone fighting that same fight all the time and not sitting back and waiting. I think that's just a huge thing when someone sits back and you're like, where are they? What are they doing? Then I can't see you, and it's not who we need.
Yeah. And that's especially true in this remote world, right? Because we're not all in an office. So if you don't see someone, getting work done, sending out stuff to the client, or you see things getting filed, you're like, are they in a bar somewhere? What's happening? That definitely, self-starters, huge. To get a little bit more on the technical side, I would say folks who are detail oriented, especially because everyone leans on our AAs to keep the data clean. So being that detail oriented person is huge. Being a good communicator, both written and in person, is really big, because absolutely everyone to some degree is a little bit client facing. I mean, Monique's group is there, they service us, but a lot of times I know that I can just, say, you can send that to the certificates or something. I can feel comfortable letting her team send that out, because I know that they're communicating at the same level of professionalism as everyone else. So, and communicating internally, because we are busy, and especially in this remote world, you don't know what people are doing. So, asking questions, you can never ask too many questions. Picking up the phone, calling people, communicating, telling people when you're swamped, all of that is huge. And, I think basically just being engaged. You have to be engaged with the job. And one pet peeve of mine, because I've been looking at a lot of resumes lately, please send your resumes out as PDFs, because you do not know how a Word document is going to open on someone's desktop. And if you do not have a Nobel Peace Prize, do not send me a 6-page resume. That's that's a big red flag for me.
That is true. I'll also add just caring. A caring person. You need to care about what you're doing and the people around you. Like that golden rule. Treat people with respect. Treat people and care about who you're working with and your clients. Because if you don't care, you don't care. You're not going to get it done because you really don't care. But getting it done right, getting it done for them, finding out what needs to be done. I just think being a caring human is important.
Yeah. You should be caring regardless of where you work.
I agree. But especially
find a job you care about and you'll be successful. Put maybe that, if you show up to work and you're like, oh, I can't stand any of these people, don't keep working there. So true. We've all had those jobs, right? And it's not good for you. It's not good for them. Don't do it.
So does anybody have any final burning questions? These last couple of minutes before we wrap up?
My final question will be, is there an underwriter rule in Lockton? Because I haven't heard much about that.
No, we don't have underwriters. We are brokers. We have some people with underwriting backgrounds, but we do not have any internal underwriters.
Okay.
Yeah, also ask a question. So hearing you guys speak a little bit about your internship opportunities, my question is sort of alongside that. So as interns that you guys hire, what is expected from those interns as far as knowledge? So for somebody who's still in college and someone who doesn't have much experience, such as myself, but I'm always looking to learn and develop new skills. So what is expected from interns as far as like what we need to know before going into Lockton?
I'd say just what you said. You're always looking to learn. You're always wanting to understand and get bigger pictures or littler pictures. Or I mean, obviously we know they're not going to walk in with insurance knowledge. Book knowledge versus the real world knowledge is very different. I always say a surgeon versus study, and walk in and say, here, let's start dissecting a human. Like, we can't do that. And it's the same for insurance, book versus real. But I just think coming in with that desire to learn, that's what we need. That, to me, that's the expectation.
You know, comfort with your, oh, sorry. I would just say comfort with your basic Microsoft Office suite. That'll be helpful. Like, because some of the projects that we'll ask interns to help in the past have been like Excel related, stuff like that. So, you know, that basic kind of know how to use those computer programs that are on every PC.
Gotcha. Well, that's great to know. Thank you both very much.
Of course.
Yes, and as you said, Monique, there's only so much that you can learn in a textbook, so it's good to know that. Lockton is one of those companies that they want to teach you, they want to help you grow and develop. So thank you so much for both of your answers.
Of course.
Well, folks, it looks like we put in a super productive hour. I feel like I've learned a lot from both of you ladies. Like, I really appreciate you guys, you know, sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with us, not only about Lockton, but about, you know, general career paths, opinions, and otherwise. So really appreciate you guys. I'm glad that we had you join with us today.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Before ending the meeting, could I actually ask you? Sorry, could I actually ask you if it's okay to take a picture for the social media of the club?
Oh my
Is that okay? If
I'm
you
all
all
about
mind. Perfect. Thank you.
Smiles, everyone.
3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your night, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you
It was
so
nice
much for
meeting you
joining
all.
us.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Bye.
Thank you.